Now students, suppose we have, so again we are looking at different forms to write the same equation, okay? That is all that we are trying to do. So now look at the graph. We have one point, for example 5 comma 2, like last time. But now I don't know the slope, but I have another point. I don't know the slope, but I have another point, and that point is called 2 comma minus 2. You can see that it is 2 comma minus 2. Now, even though I do not know the slope, there is only one way to draw a line through these 2 points, right? So the only way, so I cannot draw a line like this. I cannot draw a line. These two lines passes through one of these points, but it doesn't pass through both the points. Do you see that? There's only one and only one line that passes through these 2 points, and that is this line. Do you see that? So even without knowing the slope, if we know 2 points, we can define a line. Do you see that? So how to write the equation? By just knowing 2 points. That is what we need to see. So look at this. Let us go a little more closer. So this is the equation that we saw. Y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. This is the point slope equation that you saw last time. Now we will name this point x1 y1, and we will consider this point x2 y2. Okay, we'll just consider, because we need a general equation. So we'll consider, and you can call this one x1 y1 and this x2 y2. You can name it anything you want, but for now I will consider this 2 comma minus 2 as x1 y1, y comma 2 as x2 y2. Now look at this equation. What is m? The slope is equal to rise by run, right? You saw that. Now what is the rise here? The rise is this, which is, you can, if you look carefully, you see rise is y2, the y coordinate, the difference between the y coordinates, that is y2 minus y1. Do you see that? So the rise is y2 minus y1. What about the run? Run is this. So that is the difference between the x coordinates. So what's the x coordinate? X coordinate here, this point, is x2, and x coordinate this point here, it is x1. So the run is x2 minus x1. So do you see that? Because so it is the same equation, which is writing in a different way. Because why we are writing it like this is because we don't know the slope directly. We don't know the slope, so we are just using this equation. Okay, so this equation that you see is called the 2-point form. What it means, it just means that we took 2 points to make the equation, right? We took 2 points to make the equation. So this form of equation is called 2-point form. Students, again let me tell you, this is not a different equations. If you substitute the values, you will see that you will get y is equal to mx plus c again. Okay, because it is the same equation in different forms. Okay, this is something that we saw in the last chapter in sequences and series. When we studied, we saw this, and we focused on the linear equation. We focused on these 3 equations. Now I want you to focus on the linear expression, and ax plus b. Now students, in all these these three expressions that you see, we only considered one variable, right? All these expressions are only having one variable x. But in coordinate geometry that we are studying now, or in the straight lines what we just saw, the coordinate plane, we have 2 dimensions. It's a 2D plane, 2-dimensional plane. It has 2 variables, y and x. That's what we studied. So we need an equation, or we need an expression that has 2 variables. So what is the linear expression for 2 variables? This is ax plus by plus c. Let me focus you here. Now Remember why is it a linear equation? Because the power of the variables is 1. Power of x is 1, power of y is 1, and then therefore the degree of the expression, the degree of this expression is 1. Okay. Now this expression is called the general equation of a line. Now it is the same equation that you already studied. Now what is the equation that you studied? By the way, I am putting here equal to 0 to make it an equation. If there is no equal to 0, it is an expression, but when there is an equal to sign, the whole thing becomes an equation. Okay. Now what is the equation that you studied? Y is equal to mx plus c. If you rearrange it, you will get the same thing. For example, if I rearrange it, I will get mx minus y plus c is equal to 0, right? If I just rearrange this equation, this is what I will get, and this is exactly what is written here. A is m, b is minus 1, and c is c itself, and then we have equal to 0. So do you see that it is the same equation, we are writing it in different form. So this, when you are writing it in this way, it is called linear, okay, not expression, because we have an equal to sign, equation, linear equation, or it's also called general equation of a line. Okay, by the way students, what does linear mean? The word linear comes from the word linea. Okay, from the word linea. Linea is a word from the Latin language. Now what does linea mean? Linea means a line. Do you see that? And if you look at the word carefully, you will see linear, line. It itself has the word line. So you get that word comes from the meaning of a line. So that is why whenever we have a linear expression, or whenever we have a linear equation, we will get a straight line. That's the meaning of the word. So that is why this type of equation, ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, is called the general equation of a line. Okay, so that's all for this video. See you in the next one.